to the Daddy Issues podcast with Danny D, where we take a deep dive into the everyday lives of men who are fathers and husbands, their day-to-day struggles with mental health, fatherhood, finances, fitness, and how they build and maintain healthy relationships on a daily basis. So join us each week as we interview different men and get their perspectives on different topics, and also what they feel like they have to do every day to become the best version of themselves. So, if you're not too busy, let's get started. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Daddy Issues Podcast. I'm your host, I'm your boy, Danny D, and guess what? Today's a very special episode. I guess you can already tell why it's such a special episode today. It's because we're video podcasting today, man. We're getting into the video aspects of the podcast. Now, don't get me wrong, man. I really enjoy just being behind the mic, talking in my little area, staying in my little fucking lane, and just being done with that, man. But even though we've been getting some great love, some great feedback and things like that, I feel like we can just do so much more with the video podcast. We can reach a lot more people. We can go through a lot more different streams of Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and things like that. So I think I'm going to get into it. And if I don't enjoy it, fuck it. I can always go back to audio, because we don't have to have 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people listening to our podcast. It could just be one person, man. If somebody's getting something positive and some type of self-improvement out of the podcast, man, guess what? That's great. That's all we fucking need. Okay? So, again, man, welcome. This is episode 5, man. 5 in season 1. I can't believe it, man. We're moving right through it. It's special days for a few reasons. Today's the Super Bowl, right? It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. I'm a fucking Patriots fan. I just depressed myself talking about that, but I'm a Pats fan, diehard Pats fan. I've been in shambles ever since Tommy Boy left. So, but I think it's gonna be a good Super Bowl, man. I think people are gonna enjoy it. But especially for that reason, and of course, we're doing the video podcast today. Speaking of interactive, I think it's gonna be a lot more interactive because we're gonna have it on YouTube, so you guys can leave comments more. You can chime in more. Don't forget about the poll of the day, the question of the day. You guys gotta, man, really fucking interact with that stuff, man, so I know what you guys are looking for, what you want to hear, and things like that. Okay. If you want to write into the podcast, you can always reach me at dadissues@gmail.com. Again, that's dadissues@gmail.com. Okay. All right. So our last episode, I don't know if you get listen. First and foremost, let me fucking tell you something. Right? Come here. A little closer. Come here, just a little bit. Stop. It's too close. Back up a little bit, right? Go listen to those fucking other episodes, man. Go listen to those other fucking episodes. The last episode was Jenny from the block, man, and it was good. I think it was a really, really good episode, right? So, one of our emailers, her name was Jenny, man. She emailed in and she was talking about pretty much she just got out of a bad relationship with a guy, and she was just going through that phase of not feeling good enough, man. She wasn't feeling great, man. She had a lot of different questions, and she was dealing with a lot of internal turmoil and self-esteem issues, man. So we kind of dove into that, man, and we got a little bit into the psyche of what people feel like, when they go through those toxic relationships or just breakups in general, man. And I don't want to get too much into the episode because I really want you guys to go back and look at the episode. Matter of fact, go look at all the fucking episodes, right? I promise you, man, from the first episode to this one we're going to drop today, man, you get something from it. And if you do get something from it, man, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share my shit, man. Y'all pissing me off. I've only been on this fucking video podcast for 2-3 minutes, and y'all pissing me off already, man. Right? Share my shit. Okay, so before we get to the email of the day, I want to kind of do what we did last time in Jenny from the Block episode, man. We did kind of an affirmation, if you want to call it. I don't know what you guys would call it. Leave it in the comments what you guys call it, but just something to get the day started. I don't know if you're listening to this podcast first thing when you wake up. Hopefully you are, so you can get fucking good and juiced up and attack the day. Or I don't know if you could be listening to it in the afternoon or even the evening before you go to bed, man. Just listen to it, okay? But regardless of when or where you're listening to it, you can just follow along and do the same things, man. Because I'm talking directly to you guys, man, right? And you're talking directly to me. So I want to tell you something. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You're beautiful and you're handsome, right? You're great. You're doing a great fucking job, and I'm proud of you. You attacked the day, or you're attacking the day right now. You got up. You got over that hurdle, right? So if nobody's told you today, I want to be the first one to tell you that I'm proud of you. You're doing a fucking great job. You're doing a bang-up job. Keep it up. And like we talked about it in the last couple episodes, don't try to attack the wall all at one time. Don't try to build the wall all at one time. It's going to be overwhelming and it's not sustainable. Focus on laying that one perfect brick every single day. Just that one perfect brick every single fucking day. And that one brick can be your diet. It could be, just writing in your journal, or taking a walk, or being a better father, being a better husband or wife, or whatever your brick is. Whatever that one brick is, or whatever you decide to pull out that fucking bag to lay that day, lay it, man. Right? And do it fucking passionately, man. Do it wholehearted. Do it. Give 100%, right? I can understand it. It would be hard to give 100% to a big, overwhelming wall, but one brick, man, one brick, you can fucking attack that shit. I mean, really, 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 really attack it. Okay? All right, man. So now we're past the pleasantries and all the nice to meet yous. I'm gonna pull up this email, guys, and we're gonna get into it. Sorry about that noise. Okay, this is gonna be from Darren, and it says, I hope this email finds you where I'm a listener who's currently navigating a relationship where my partner seems to show red flags regarding her reluctance to work. I'd appreciate your insights and advice on addressing this concern, fostering open communication, and finding solutions for a healthier dynamic. Looking forward to your guidance on the upcoming episode. Best regards, Darren. Well, Darren, first of all, I want to thank you for writing in, taking your fucking time to write in to the podcast, man. I appreciate that, man, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to try to, just give you my opinion on it, do some talking. You can take it, or you can say, man, fuck this guy, and turn off your phone or your laptop, wherever you listen to me at. Speaking of that, man, we're on every fucking platform. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. Man, find my shit. YouTube. Listen to it, man. Okay. There's a lot to unpack here, man. There's a lot to fucking unpack here, to be honest with this. Because, quiet as cat, man, this is men struggle with this a lot, man. We really struggle with this perception a lot, and I think that the paradigm is shifting now, because it used to be, back way when in the fucking way when, like it's 100 years, like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, man. It was a very, very linear dynamic, right? It was, I'm the man, you're the woman. It's my job to be financially responsible for the household, and it's your job to be the glue, right? To take care of the children, to make sure the house is maintained, to make sure that a certain level or lifestyle is maintained in the house for when that man comes home, and he can continue to thrive and be successful and be happy in the home, right? But fast forward to now, things are fucking changing. Times is changing. They're changed already, man, right? You have this whole new dynamic where women are very super, independent. Fix your crown, queen. Do your thing. You don't need no man. You don't need a man. You got you, queen. Do your thing. Men aren't fucking as masculine as they once were, right? You got like a lot of super feminine, energy floating around. It's 2024, do you? But I'm just comparing it to the dynamic of the olden days, man. Right? So now you gotta kind of be wary when you get in relationships now, man. You gotta almost have a questionnaire of what you want to do when you get into a relationship. Because, speaking directly to Darren, you probably didn't have those conversations that we talked about in the last couple episodes, man. Those hard conversations, you And honestly, man, it's the furthest thing from your mind. I can see how important those conversations become as the relationship progresses and things just start not to, go your way, or they start to fold, or you start having turbulence in your relationship. Those conversations become more important when you have to talk to your significant other, your spouse, or whatever, and say, hey, man, we need to fix these things, or this is what's going on. You can request more. But in the beginning, you're in that fire phase, man. We spoke about that before too, right? The fire phase is the best phase in a relationship. It's the most exciting stage in a relationship. That's where you're learning that person, right? You're learning those quirks. You're learning those ins and outs. You're learning those little tiny, finite, intimate details about that person, right? And that's fun. Going on dates and just holding hands, just doing the little sappy shit, man, right? Building those layers of intimacy with that person that you want to be with. So I can understand of how this conversation didn't make it to the table. And then when I say conversation, I mean hey, how are your relationships, right? Do you want kids? Do you want to work? Do you want to get married? Or do you want to maintain a household? Do you want me to work? Come on, nobody really has those conversations, and you can't blame somebody for that, right? Because those are conversations that don't come up until till we're already fucking halfway down the black hole. And unfortunately, it brings up these type of situations because I guarantee, Darren, you were caught in that fire phase, boy. You was consumed by that fire, man. You was having a great time, man. Probably eating ice cream at the local ice cream parlor, going to the movies, right? Holding hands, spending money, going to dinner. You was probably having a fucking grand old time, wasn't you? Wasn't you? You was having a good time, Darren. You was enjoying yourself. You was enjoying that woman too. I know you was. You was enjoying that woman. And now we're here. Man. And you know what? That could be a very, very, very sucky fucking experience, especially when that's the only thing, right? I'm not saying in Darren, in your case, that's the only thing, because it could be multiples. You didn't put in an email, but I'm just saying that just imagining you find this perfect person, you guys connect on every level, and you got, this, and this is not just like a small thing. I don't think. That's my opinion, right? Because to me, I mean, there's a lot of things you have to be able to forgive, all right, or forget in a relationship. That's one of the layers of love, right? Is when you meet somebody, you find out their quirks and their things that you really don't like, but you accept them anyways, right? You still enjoy that person, and it's not enough to cancel out the good of the relationship, right? It's still worth it pursuing that person. But when you hit, and this is a big thing for him, right? I know some people may look at it like, man, that's not even a big thing. She doesn't want to work, make more money, or but that can be hard, man, especially with that dynamic we're talking about today. Like 30, 40 years ago, man, you could live on a one income household. It was a lot easier, right? Inflation wasn't what it was, and like I said, that dynamic of you're the man, so you're gonna find a way. You're gonna find a way. And these days, it's everything is double, everything is triple, right? So it's almost like you have to have a two-person income. But some people, they're still stuck in that old mentality of like, hey, you need to stay home, you need to take care of the family, you need to be the glue, and I'm gonna go out and continue to find a way to put the bacon on the fucking table. Darren ain't on that shit. Darren don't like it, and it's pissing Darren off. And it's pissing me off that it's pissing you off, right? So you didn't say her name in the email, but let's just say her name is Sarah, right? I'm gonna tell you what you need to do, Darren, okay? Because we're about to get to the nitty gritty. You need to have a conversation with that woman. You gotta have a conversation with her, man. And listen, it doesn't have to be an aggressive fucking conversation. It doesn't have to be a confrontational conversation. It don't gotta be that, man. It don't have to be that. It can be a simple, hopefully, you guys, you didn't say how long you guys were together, but hopefully you guys are civil enough to sit down and have a conversation, right? You need to sit her down, man. You need to just be honest with her. You need to swallow your ego and your pride, because as a man, we're very prideful, right? Especially when it comes to providing for our families or financial income. And men do not like telling other men or women, especially their partners or significant others, that we cannot handle the load. We cannot carry this burden on our own. And we get that perception a lot from society, because a lot of society has that mentality, man. A lot of women have that mentality is, I'm going to stay at home and you need to work. So when a man approaches a situation like this and just says, it humbles himself, because that's what he's doing, saying like, man, I can't do this on my own. This is becoming too much, right? People look at him weird, man. People look at him a certain way. If you broke, just say that. If you can't take care of us, just say that. If you don't got no money, just say that. So, there's no, honestly, man, I want to say there's no way around it, man, but there is a way around it, right? As far as I see it, you got two options, man, right? We could go talk to this woman. When I say we, I mean your ass. Sit down and have that hard conversation with her. Not confrontational conversation. Just conversation. Letting her know like, hey, this wasn't my plan. This wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't plan on working and supporting everybody. I wanted it to be more of a partnership. Or you can continue to fucking struggle, try to make a way, and let your relationship deteriorate, man. Because guess what, man? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. When you're in a situation like this, and it's not just pertaining to this situation, I believe it's with anything, any core problem in a relationship. If you don't address that, if you don't have that hard conversation or that direct conversation about that issue, and you just let it fester and you let it grow, you let it scale, that breeds regret, man. That even breeds envy. I can understand that. You're getting out of bed every day and going to work, and she's tucked in tight. Kids are probably tucked in tight. So that can make you envious. Like, man, I wish I can do that. And that breeds anger, man. Like, fuck, man, it's not fair. And like I said, man, as a man, we have issues with being direct about things, especially when it comes to emotional things, because we're not emotional creatures. That's more of a woman's forte. So we harbor a lot of things and hold a lot of things, and that breeds regret and envy and anger and just a whole fucking plethora of emotions. And eventually it comes to an head, man, because you only can hold so much, right? You only can contain so much before it boils over. So you gotta either have that conversation with this woman, man, or you gotta do the latter, man, and just keep letting it build and keep letting your fucking relationship erode and deteriorate. And eventually you guys are gonna have the conversation regardless, man. That's what a lot of people don't understand, or they fail to realize. Like, you're going to have that conversation, those hard conversations regardless when you have an issue, right? I didn't say that just because you ignored or let it erode and breathe those different feelings and emotions we talked about, that you never addressed the issue. It's just you're taking a longer way around to the issue. And I promise you, when you take that second path and you eventually get to that issue, it's going to be a lot fucking more explosive, and it's going to be a lot harder. I promise you. Because at that point, you took that that long road around, and during that fucking journey, man, you're building up emotions. You're building up fucking just anger and envy and regret and just all these different emotions, instead of taking just a straight beeline and addressing it, having those hard conversations. I keep harping on that on every episode because that's important. That would save a lot of relationships if people could just be direct and express themselves early on. But I promise you, if you wait and you just let these emotions consume you, when you get there, man, because you're going to get there, you're going to have that conversation regardless. It's going to be a lot more confrontation, which we want to avoid. And I know some people are probably listening to this podcast and listening to Darren's email like, man, you know, that's not really a big problem and this and this and this. But guess what, man? Like, I think it's a big problem. I think it's honestly a big problem in society today, man. And I kind of addressed it not too long ago, is that in this society that we live in, man, it's too much. Everything is the cost of living, you know, inflation, the fucking groceries, everything is just too much. And it's honorable and it's decent and it's respectable that a man or a woman would want to try to maintain a household solely on their own. But it's not logical, man. It's not feasible, right? You have to really have a nice income and a nice job to be able to do that. And even then, man, you know, like, still, do you want to just work to work? You don't want that. I promise you don't want that, man, because that's gonna do the same thing, man. It's gonna start to fucking erode your character, man, and breed those terrible feelings we're talking about. The ones that you're probably experiencing there. Because if you're bothered enough to write an email about it, or I mean, you've been, you know, thinking about this issue for a minute. But I'll tell you what, man, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing by you. Excuse me, guys. By you, let me grab something to drink. I think I got something to drink somewhere around here. That's the great thing about a video podcast. You get to see all the stuff that you don't normally see on radio. Let me do a little drinking, man. Listen to this. A little ASMR. Let me tap the rim. That's so stupid. Hear that ice. Oh, sorry about that, guys. So, back to what I was saying. Darren, you're doing the right thing, man. I can tell by you just writing in, you're trying to find solution. You're trying to solve issues that you're having, which tells me you still care about this woman. Obviously, you still care about this woman because you're willing to try to find a way. Because if you were just ignoring it, trying to take that long road around that we were talking about, you wouldn't care. And we gotta be conscious about that stuff, guys. We gotta be more in tune with those I don't want to say demons. That's kind of like, that's strong, right? That's super far. But those feelings, man, we gotta be careful with those things. We gotta be more in tune with them, so when they come up, we can address them, man. Because you don't, man, I'm telling you, if you try to take that long road around problems and issues that you're having in your life, man, it's gonna be rough, man. Like I said in Jenny from the Block, but you need to go listen to that fucking episode. I keep thinking about that and it's pissing me off. Y'all need to go watch that episode or listen to that episode. But if you try to always take the easy path in life, right? Always try to take the easy road. Always try to find the road that, I don't want to say, if you try to find the easy road all the time, the easy way out, I promise you, your fucking life is going to be hard, man. Your life is going to be hard, and that's just, it can be something as big as, you know, or extreme as fucking drugs. You know, if you got a drug addiction, to something as small as making your bed in the morning, right? That one brick we were talking about. If you keep trying to, you know, find a way around that wall, if you keep trying to find ways to escape building that wall, trying to find the easy way out, man, your life is going to be hard, because when you come to hardship, you're just going to crumble. And everybody's been fucking guilty of this, man. Everybody. And that's one great thing about failure, man. It's one great thing about failure. When you're faced with something like this, or you're faced with an issue where you're failing at something, it gives you an opportunity to callous yourself and be better next time around. It gives you a decision. It gives you instant stimulus. Hey, am I going to crumble? Am I going to stay down? Or am I going to get up and am I going to address this issue? And I feel you, Darren, man. I really do. I honestly feel you, man. I feel your fucking pain, man. That's got to be rough. You know, obviously you didn't write me a novel. You didn't tell me a lot of things in the email, but just that small thing, man, that could be pressure, especially for a male, man. That's pressure. Trying to burden that whole entire fucking thing on your own, man. Right? Trying to carry that on your own. It's rough. But you know what, Darren? I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. You love this woman. I can tell you love this woman, right? And you're trying to do the right thing. But sit down and you gotta have the conversation, man, with her. Even if it's a hard conversation to have, Darren, you gotta have it, broski. You gotta fucking have it, man. And then once you have that conversation, and remember, don't make it aggressive, bro. Don't make it fucking confrontational, right? You need to start working. I can't do this. You need to pay something. No. That's not the way. Because that's going to just fucking lead to a verbal, right? But you need to have that conversation and then make a decision at that point, depending on what her response is. Because we're still dealing with variables and unknowns, man. You can sit down and have a conversation with this person, Sarah. And she says, hey, listen, man, this is my style. You know, this is what I want to do. This is what I choose to do. I don't want to work. I want to stay at home, and I want somebody to support me. Then we're talking about you got other decisions to make. But guess what? At that point, it's your decision. You weren't forced into that decision. You didn't arrive to that decision bitter and angry with a bunch of regret and being aggressive and confrontational. Just fucking taking a hammer trying to smash the situation. You were calm and collected. You had that hard conversation. And after you completed it, it's your decision at that point. You can say, hey, you know what, man, it's cool. I agree with you. You know, we can continue this path. Or you can be like, this ain't me, man. I can't do it. I'm sorry. And go your separate ways. And that was something we touched on in the last episode, man. Jenny from the block, man. Sometimes you have to be able to accept that it's okay for relationships not to always work. Right? You don't always have to leave a relationship bitter and angry and just fucked up. Yeah, you can be hurt. Right? And we're hurt not because of the breakup itself, right? We're hurt because of the investment, the time that we lost. So it's okay to be upset and mourn that loss, but we got to get over it, man. There's more fish in the sea out there. And I'm not telling you to go, think about breaking up with her there. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is go have that conversation with this woman. Let her know what you're feeling. Let her know what you're thinking, and be 100% honest. Don't be macho about it. Just be straight up with her, man. And then depending on her response, then you can move forward accordingly, right? But it sounds like you care about this woman, man. It sounds like you care about this woman and you want to come to a compromise. Come to a fucking compromise, man. At one fucking brick. That's it. Maybe she works part-time, right? Or maybe, you try to find some secondary income. You guys start having a conversation, starting a business, trying to find, other avenues. It's not all, you don't always got to go straight to black, right? You don't always got to go to the fucking code red. No, it's over. It's the end of the world. Compromise, man. But I think it starts at that baseline level of having the conversation, man. Have the conversation, right? Get rid of the ego. Get rid of the macho man attitude, right? Humble yourself. Have that internal conversation. Like, can I do this? Can I maintain this level of work? Can I maintain this I don't know, these feelings without starting to regret life? If not, man, you need to have that conversation with her. Okay? Again, Darren, man, I appreciate you writing in, buddy. You gave us a great email, gave us a great topic. I'm sure a lot of people are fucking, moving around, antsy in their seats because they want to start typing. Like you saw that little meme with fucking Kermit, and he just type it real fast. They're typing away in the comments. Tell me what you think, man. Tell me what you guys think. Is Darren an asshole because he wants, a 2-person income, or is he reasonable? I personally think the man is reasonable. The man's came to a decision and a conclusion to himself that he can't maintain this clip. He needs help. And I think just that, willing to go forward on that alone is honorable, man. I'm proud of you, Darren. You're doing your thing, buddy. Keep it up. Okay, guys. Well, guess what, man? It's that time already. It's been a half an hour already, man. Just sitting around on Granddad's porch, sipping on some fucking tea and lemonade, a little Arnold Palmer, half and half. Just, you got a little AMSR today, too, man. You got a little special. But, man, you know what? You guys are getting gifts today. Is it fucking Christmas? You guys are getting a lot of gifts today, man. A ton of them. You're getting the first video podcast from me. You're getting some quality information. You're getting a little AMSR. I mean, what else? What else do you want from me, man? You want me to come to your house and clean it up too, and pay your fucking bills? Stop being lazy and share my shit. That's pissing me off. I'm sitting here looking in this camera and I'm looking at you. You know who I'm talking to. You know exactly who I'm talking to, man. Share my shit, man. There's somebody somewhere, I promise you, that feels exactly how you feel, man. Or, they're not being exposed to these talks or information. Because you know what? Honestly, I enjoy these talks with you guys, man. I really do. Because guess what? It's just as much as healing for myself that it is for you guys, right? Honestly, it is. Me sitting behind this mic and this camera, just talking and getting these fucking emotions out and these hard conversations, these topics. It makes you think, man. It makes you do some internal soul searching, man, and trying to find some things that's wrong with you and fix those things, right? Because I can't fucking help somebody else if I can help myself, and that's facts, right? But remember, one perfect brick, guys. One, and I'm gonna keep pounding that and pounding that and pounding that and pounding that into you guys' head, man. It's that one fucking perfect brick, guys. Just every single day. All right, stop trying to build the wall all at one time. Don't do that. It's gonna, there's some people out there who can work out that clip, but I promise you, man, you put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things on your plate at one time trying to balance everything, man, you're bound to drop the ball somewhere, man. You're bound to drop the ball somewhere. But if you concentrate on that one goal, that one task for the morning, and it doesn't even have to be a long-term, all-day task. It could be something, just a bunch of little tasks. Once you complete that task, lay another brick. But don't move on to the next brick until you fully completed the first one, man. And I promise you, your life is going to be a lot better, man. Also, man, take adversity, man. Take the hard way. Take the road less traveled. It's gonna be hard. You gotta accept that. You gotta understand that. In relationships, in life, in finances, in school, work, whatever. It's gonna be fucking hard, man. Life is hard. But if you take the hard road, your life will be easy, I promise you, man, because you're gonna callous yourself and you're gonna build that stamina for life, and you need that, man. You need that. And a lot of people these days, including myself, I fall victim to this a lot, man, is that we don't have that stamina for life. We don't have that ability to maintain the control of our lives because we're not used to the hard roads. We're not used to the hard things. You hear people say all the time, like, oh man, work smarter, not harder. That's cool. But guess what? Eventually you're going to get exposed. You're going to get exposed. Right? And trust me, you don't want those bright lights to be on you, and it's your time to shine, and you fucking fold or crumble, man. Because that's gonna destroy you more, man. Because now you got to go back and reassess everything. But I'm proud of you guys, man, and I'm proud of you too, Darren. Thanks for writing into the show. I really appreciate you guys, man. We're done with episode 5. We're done with it, man. We're done with it. Make sure you share my shit, man. You can listen to it on all platforms. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on anything you can think of, man. We're on it. We're on it. I appreciate you guys, man. See you in the next one.